Alright guys, just a quick video here for you guys about our buggy, the setup we've got here. First of all, I'd just like to say, hope everyone's holding in alright during this isolation time. It's a bit shit, can't go hunting, can't go fishing, etc, etc. But we're just going to put a bit of a video together to keep you entertained for a little while about how we've set up our buggy. Everyone keeps asking us questions on how we've set up our buggy. We weren't lucky enough to have anyone just give us a buggy. We're not sponsors hunters that get $10,000 crates or anything like that shit. It's all out of our own money, and this is how we've set up our buggy. All right, we'll bring this over here, just have a look on the inside. Obviously you can see I've done a lot of the wiring because it's pretty shifty, but we've put a blazer light handle in here, fold up blazer light. We've put the light bar there. It's not really that sturdy, but it works, and the reason we've done that is for the fact that I've got a roof mount spotlight and it wasn't going to work on top of the roof. So we've got the blazer light handle, obviously folds down, connected to the 90 spotlight. All works. It's pretty handy. We do a lot of nighttime hunting, etc. So we find that we use the spotlight there, the spotlight handle, works pretty good. And plus the thing is, I don't want to wreck a $70,000 Land Cruiser anymore chasing pigs. All right, let's come back here inside the cab. Obviously we've got a little spot there for our GPS. That's the drive track. Obviously we'd have chargers and stuff there. Got this thing here. I don't know if everyone's got one of these. They're a quad boss. I've seen a few of them on different people. I think Smashing Massive Hogs and a couple other people have got them, I think I've seen. Heaps of compartments in there for everything. Goggles, all sorts of shit in the buggy. And now we come to our cage. We had this made by Nev from MB Prop Works in Cairns. So he made this cage up for us. I designed it. So if we come in here and have a look, I wanted to keep my tub space, and I'll show you why in a minute. Like, I've seen people have completely got rid of the tub and they just want to have a tray on the back, and that's fair enough. But for us, we unload the buggy at our hunting location, fill it up with all our stuff, food, drinks, dogs. You know, I'll put 4 dogs in there, tie one on the back, and we might do a 200-kilometre round trip per se, you know, from camp, etc. So firstly, I was told to put this on some sort of mechanism to stop this tray from flipping up, because I've heard from mates out in the Gulf who use these for mustering, fencing, etc., that these here, the locking mechanism can't actually let go and flip up. So we put that on. I don't know if that was the greatest thing I put on. Probably could have put a cam lock one on. I've seen a few different ones that were probably better now, but that's never going to come undone. Oh, here's the cage. This is a bit of the top of the cage. You see it's a bit of a tray. I did have carpet on it, but I think I'm going to need to get some, once the dog shits in it a few times, they shit in the crate and that, it's a bit of a pain in the ass. So I've just put drip tape on there because it can get slippery, but it does get a bit hot, the aluminium, but this year maybe I'll change that. So we've got a 2-part dog cage. As you can see from that bolt, it can be opened into a whole dog cage. So if you do have 3 dogs in there and one gets hurt, at least you can corner them off, you know, put them in a bit of isolation on their own, and you can keep hunting for the whole day. All right, now it's around to the back. So as you'll see here, I think if you called Nev from MB Prop Works and asked him about Frog's cage that I designed, they'd be happy to make one up for you. It was actually all up for this cage was just under $3,000. So it's not too bad really for an aluminium dog cage. See under here, it bolts onto the old tie down points. So they're the old tie down points. Now all in under here, so we got 4 of the tie down points. It's pretty solid, it's pretty sturdy, you know, it just sort of rocks at the tray. I mean, we've had it for 2 years now. It's hasn't faltered. So in here, I've just got Nelly bins. So I've got a water thing in there. I've got Nelly bins. Put one Nelly bin out. That's all my compressor. A little bit of a run, piggy run, fucking first aid kit. They're all my plugs. There's extra. That's a jump starter. Snake bite kit. Bit of a first aid kit for humans, I suppose. Spare knives, gun holder, compressor, cable ties, and some cutters and shit, just to, you know, if you get wire wrapped around or something, just got some good cutters in there. So we use that. Sometimes we have an axe in there too. Put an axe at the back, cut a set of teeth there if I rarely ever want to do it. But in this one, we've got 2 of these. So they're 15-litre water jugs. And normally 2 go in front of each other. I couldn't find the other one just at the moment, it's in the shed. And this is the other gully bin, which has nothing in it, but we normally put food and a cold bag or something like that in there, like put all their tucker for the day. So we'll head from camp at daylight. We won't get back till dark, you know. It can be jumpers, it can be jackets and shit in there too. So. Okay, so put all that in there. You see how neatly it fits in. So that's why I've done this design. I did this design because storage space to me is key. All your storage is on top in these buggies. It's too top heavy. If you're going somewhere, go up a big creek, boom, they can roll over. So I tried to keep all the weight as low as possible. So there you're looking at, there's 30 litres of water in there. You know, heaps of stuff there as well. And you've still got a bit of space for a couple of other things in here if you want, you know, like there's, put whatever you want in there. But I find this is the best design I could come up with, especially because that's all we do, we hunt out our buggy nowadays. So to look after you a bit better, you know. Anyway, that all goes up, all goes in. I've got a bit set of max tracks on the back. This is the other cage. A couple of other modifications. I haven't really done too much else. This is the standard bull bar. Probably just going to add on to that. I've seen a few people add on to it. It's been pretty good for us. I've smashed through trees and stuff and haven't had an issue with it at all. Do put a bit of shade cloth and stuff across the front for grass seeds early in the year. And a winch, mate. This year, hopefully, guys, I can get a winch put on it. But there's our buggy. All up, I think it was worth around about, the cost of that buggy was about 25.5 grand with nothing on it. So with the cage, the spotlight, the light bar, you're looking close to around about 30 grand. It costs us all up. But, you know, I don't actually own it. Me and the bank own it, so it's all good. But if you guys are looking out there, like, I mean, this is the 1000 limited edition. It was the top of the range one at the time. I mean, you can get the lower model Hondas. I hear good things about the Yamahas, and I hear some good things about the Can-Ams as well. We got the Honda because later on in the year, when it gets real hot, 40 degrees, which is when we like to hunt during the day, the Hondas don't let you down, where I've heard that other things get hot, like up in this Cape York country and stuff like that. So tyres as well, guys. I changed the tyres. This is from the original Maxxis. I see a lot of people have gone to the Can-Tie mongrels and stuff like that. I stuck with these because I did hear that people putting the bigger tyres on the front were bending these tie rod ends, and on these Hondas they were bending them. So when they were hitting ant beds, I heard at Cairns Honda there was a particular hunter who'd done it half a dozen times. So anyway, so I stuck to the normal size tyres. These are 8 ply. Yeah, you still get punctures. After these, I don't know whether I'll go to run flats or something a bit different, but it's all about costs, you know. Like I said, we don't get sponsored. We haven't got $1 million. You just sort of do what you can do, you know, to pay what you can pay for. Whatever you can afford, guys, you know. Anyway, I hope you all enjoyed that. Enjoyed a bit of a rundown on our buggy here at Frog Dogs Australia. I'm also just modelling the shirts that just come for the competition. We just wanted to say a big thanks to everyone who bought a shirt, and also everyone who was involved in the photo competition. Like, we think it turned out pretty well. All the guys here we helped out, sort of put their name on their shirt. Some great logos and stuff there, and there's the back of the shirt, so do a bit of a muscle pose for you. But anyway, that's it from us, guys. That's our buggy. Hope you enjoyed. See yous. Honda, like, as I said, we don't get sponsored. Everything we do, this buggy, is all for ourselves. Like, it's got to come out of our pocket, of course. The suspension in this buggy, I have not done a suspension upgrade. I did crank these springs down. If Mumsy will get in there and show you. Crank these springs down pretty heavy. So they're pretty solid. But put 4 or 5 dogs in there, an esky full of beer and all your stuff. And it has scrubbed out before through a bit of like heavier going country, some big holes, and especially with me, Danica, and the 2 kids in the front. Hopefully I can get a lift kit. I think I can get a lift kit for it. Oh, it's about $300, so that'll be this year as well. I'll get a lift kit put on it. The other thing I want to do, which I think it's a good idea about this, having this tubs in here and having the space underneath, is if the Minister for War and Finance, which is the lady behind the camera, lets me, I'll be putting a, instead of having this in here, hopefully, I'm going to put a 30 litre angle drawer in there. If I can work out a way to encase it in something so it protects it a bit. But like your drawer fridge that you put underneath your cars, the back of your cars, I've measured it out, it should fit in here perfectly. And the other thing I'll do is chuck a couple of, up on the top here. Up on top here, we go up. Put a couple of smaller solar panels here and run down to a second battery, like a lithium battery, to run that fridge. Also, one thing I left out is we have a few people in places where we hunt, the grass is long, the crops are long, and you know, some mornings when you're doing that morning run, you can't really see too far. Wind's not always right to do ute finding, etc, etc. Have someone up here hanging onto the holy fuck bar, and when you really feed it through timber, you got to watch out, and they got to remember to duck. But apart from that, it's pretty handy too to stand up here if you need another person on the spotlight. Like, we've carried anywhere to 5 people up here on this buggy at once, and without a drama, you know. Alright guys, just another quick thing about the buggy, which when we first bought the Honda and took it on a bit of a mission, 40 odd degree heat, middle of the day, we noticed the amount of heat that come off through the seats of these Honda Pioneers was insane. So I come up with a bit of an idea myself. Got a bit of air cell, as you can see. That's just your roofing air cell. If you've got a mate that's a roofer, he's handy. Get a bit of this air cell. So we ended up just integrating it into the seat here. Now it doesn't stop all of the heat. I've actually got it, I unbolted this back seat and made it fit up the back. I was hoping to disperse a bit of the heat out through the middle here, you know, and it does. You still get a little bit of heat come through here, but nowhere near, like I'm talking 40 degrees, middle of the day, nowhere near the heat that was coming through. It'd be insane heat, you know. It makes a big difference. So it's just that air cell. I made a few fuck ups on a few cuts and that I've done. As you can see, I've got a bit crazy with a few cuts, but could probably do with a new bit actually. But anyway, if you've got a buggy that you get a hot ass riding around, try a bit of this air cell in behind the seat here. Just cut it over so it goes over the top of the seatbelt covers and shit like that. And hopefully it might save you from getting too hot and getting too thirsty during the summer months. There's no good drinking too much piss when you're hunting. You're too drunk. All right, see ya.